Okay, so for week 5, this is the topic, quantitative methods, specifically decision theory in business. Dr. Cortez on board. And the topics for today, we only have one topic. Kaya lang, one topic ay medyo mahaba yung computation. But we should define what is the decision theory, anong gamit niya, what is the importance of decision theory in business, the decision model, sample, expected monetary value, net gain. So ito isang formula lang to na na connected siya. We start with a problem. We end with a answer like the net gain doon sa project o doon sa problem na yun. And here are the learning outcomes for the subject. At least at the end of the topic, you should be able to explain the basic principles of decision theory. Ano yung gamit niya, saan natin ginagamit ang decision theory in business, how managers choose among alternatives. May mga alternatives sana Sa decision theory na example, 3 alternatives. Then mamimili ka doon using, not guessing, but using computations. Ang purpose niyan, pag gumagamit tayo ng mga computation, we are not guessing. We should avoid mga risk or uncertainty. Pangit yung hinulaan And number 2, so analyze business decisions by comparing actions, outcomes, gains, probabilities to identify the most effective course of action or decision that you're going to do sa isang problem. And apply decision theory concept to real business situations later on. Itong topic natin dito can be used in actual situation. Probably, magagamit talaga nito. Para mas informed yung decision, mas effective, efficient, informed, and objective. Pag sinabing objective, talagang meron siyang basis in how did you arrive in a certain decision. Hindi subjective, hindi opinion ang ginamit natin, di ba? Kundi formula para objective yung mga sagot or decision natin. Okay, so for a while. So, decision theory, this is a business na ginagamit natin sa business. Ang purpose, as mentioned, to avoid mistakes, mas inform ang decision, systematic siya, mas objective yung ating decision. Pag ginagamitan natin ng formula numbers, decision theory is a body of knowledge and related analytical techniques of different degrees, different amounts, different percentage. The purpose to help you as owners in deciding and choosing among alternatives na pwede nating pagpilian to avoid mga uncertainty, to avoid bad consequences sa ating mga decisions. Okay, and I have here a problem. Not a problem, but a techniques. Bakit the theory will matter or important sa business? They help managers choose the best option among alternatives. Decision making in business is about selecting the best alternative, the best course of action. Example, marami kang pagpipilian, marami kang products na bibenta, marami kang project or service na gagawin. So pag ginamitan mo ng decision theory, mas structured yung iyong solution. And number 2, if you are using decision theory, they will improve risk management. Ma-eliminate natin yung risk and uncertainty. Sample, pag-evaluate ng result, ng outcome, ng probabilities, Kasi risky yan pag risky yan, for example, meron kang tatlong products na na i-benta or tatlong project na i-launch. Tapos meron pala doon na na hindi masyadong maging profitable sa uncertainty. Pero pag ginamitan natin ang theory, yung uncertain na isang product ay pwede sa maging unprofitable na business. So pwede natin siyang matanggal or ma-eliminate. And the third one, decision theory, support better long-term strategy and growth for the company. So yung mga purpose, that is the background of decision theory, the definition, the reason, the purpose, why it matters in business, saan siya ginagamit. So ito yung sample, no? Yung dinidiscuss ko kanina, yung definition ng decision theory and the importance. Ito yung sample. Paano siya gagamitin sa sa inyong mga business. So, kunwari ko si Engineer Ramon Andal, market analyst of IBM Philippines. And he is trying to introduce alternatives to increase the profit of the company. Yung una, meron siyang tatlong product na na ibebenta. Was able to determine the expected IBM distributor ng ng mga computer digital products, electronics. And was able to determine the expected payoff depending on the decision and the type of market. Yung market kasi pwede siyang may tatlong scenario sa ating market. Pag nagbebenta ka, if you are selling products, computer products, machineries, may tatlong klase ng scenario, market scenario. Yung una, the market may be favorable. Pag sinabing favorable, so maganda yung negosyo, no? Maraming buyers, robust yung buyers, no? Marami kang benta per day. Yung pangalawa naman, scenario sa market, ito yung average lang. Ibig sabihin, katamtaman lang. Hindi masyadong malaking kita, pero sa tapat sa puhunan, sabi natin, sakto lang. Katamtaman lang kapag sinabi nating average yung market situation. Yung pangatlo na situation, ito yung unfavorable situation to the business. Ibig sabihin dito, pangit talaga yung negosyo. Walang masyadong kinikita. Parang masyadong marami yung gastos. Marami kasing walang work, unemployment. So, pag unemployment ay marami, taas, walang bibili sa atin. Walang bibili ng product mo. So, that is unfavorable for the company. Okay, and teka. Now, if the decision is to construct a plant, dalawang scenario kasi, mag-construct ng plant para sa IBM. Kung mag-factory ng IBM, itatawag sa Pilipinas. Pag that is the decision of the company to construct a plant or factory, yung IBM will gain 8,000 pesos. Kunwari mga figures hindi masyadong realistic yung figure. Nilitang ko lang for the sake of discussion. 8,000 lang muna. Kung yung IBM daw ay mag-construct o magtatoy ng plant or factory sa Pilipinas, the company IBM will gain 8,000 pesos if the market is favorable. Okay? Now, malulugi naman daw sila ng 1,000 pesos if the market is average. At mas malaking lugi nila maging 5,000 if the market is unfavorable. Ayan, no? Pag sabing unfavorable, wala talagang kikitain yung negosyo. Yan ang unang senaryo, no? Magtatayo siya ng planta ng IBM sa Pilipinas. Yung pangalawang option niya, if the decision is to open lang ng distribution center ng IBM. Pag ito yung kanyang pinili, mag-open lang ng distribution, hindi magtatayo ng planta, the company will gain 4,000 pesos if the market is favorable. At gigain siya or kikita siya ng 2,000 pesos if the market is average, katamtaman lang. Pero malulugi siya ng 3,000 pesos if the market turns out to be unfavorable. Ayan, no? So, ibig sabihin dito, guys, dalawang option. Magtayo ng planta o magtayo lang distribution center. So, bawat option, meron siyang tatlong senaryo. Unfavorable, average, or unfavorable. Dito, mayroon ding katulad yung senaryo pag magtatayo na mag-distribution center na. Favorable, average, tapos unfavorable. So if you are the engineer andal ng IBM Philippines, maraming mga amount. No? So which one are you going to choose? Diyan papasok yung ating decision theory. Okay? Decision model theory. No? Okay. Yan ang yung ating yung ating scenario. Okay? Now, additional data. Engineer Andal was able to determine further that the probability of occurrence is 50%, that the market is favorable, 20% that the market is average, and 30% that the market is unfavorable. Yan. So, may chance ang favorable, 50%. May chance na average, 20%. At yung chance na unfavorable yung market ay 30%. That is additional data. Additional data pa, he also finds out that he can purchase the information on what really will happen with the market from AC Nielsen. Okay guys, ang AC Nielsen, that is a company, that is a firm, no? Na nagsasabi, na nagbebenta ng mga data. Di ba sa market, you can sell data. Yung AC Nielsen, it is selling data about market situation. Top secret yan, no? Bibili mo sa kanila yung data. At sabi ng AC Nielsen, yan ang data ng AC Nielsen. 50% favorable, 20%. Yung data na yan, ay binili ni engineer sa AC Nielsen for 1,500 pesos. So, siyempre, data yan. So, binibenta. Kasi yan ang negosyo na AC Nielsen eh. Mag-survey, mag-research, tapos magbenta ng data sa mga companies sa pwede nilang pakinabangan yung data na yan. Kaya nagbayad sila ng 1,500. So, those are the data. No? For 2 slides, those are the data. Yun ang question dito. What will be Engineer Andal's decision? Yan ang unang question. Second question, how much gain or loss will he expect for the company? And should he buy the perfect information from AC Nielsen? Why or why not? So tatlong tanong. Una, ano yung decision ni Engineer Andal? Magtatayo ba ng plant or factory? Or magtatayo lang sa distribution center sa Pilipinas? Okay? Now, kung saan man napili niya doon, Example, pinili yung factory, pinili yung distribution center. Pangalawang tanong, magkano kanyang kikitain or malulugi doon sa option na kanyang pinili. At pangatlong tanong, bibilhin niya ba for 1,500 yung information provided by AC Nielsen. So yun ang ating mga question na ating sasagutin. And those are the problem at ito yung kanyang solution. So, pwede bang guys, pwede bang picturean nyo muna to? Kasi gagamitin nyo to sa ating mga solution. Picturean nyo, para hindi tayo pabalik-balik na hindi tayo pabalik-balik. So, picturean nyo siya. Ayan. Okay guys, so given the data, the problem, given the questions, given the requirements, solve natin yung problem for decision theory. So here's the solution. First, step number 1, we set up the expected monetary value. So we call this the EMV, expected monetary value, per alternative. Okay, EMV1, EMV2, and EMV3. So 8,000. So ito yung 8,000 gain, 1,000 loss, and 5,000 loss. So saan siya nakuha? So ito yung nandito sa first alternative, di ba? Ayan. The decision is to construct a plant. The company will gain 8,000, loss of 1,000, and loss of 5,000. So doon ang galing yung ating EMV1. Ito yung to construct a factory, di ba? Or IDF. Okay, so 8,000 favorable. Then, i-multiply siya ng 50%. So, saan ako itong 50%? Di ba sabi natin kanina, sabi ng Nielsen, ang chance na favorable ang market is 50%. Ang chance na average sa market is 20%. Ang chance na unfavorable is 30%. So, 50, 20, and 30. Okay, mamultiply natin siya ng 50% plus 20% and 30%. So, we get the product 8,000 multiplied by 50%, that is 4,000. 1,000 multiplied by 20%, that is 200 negative. So, why negative? Kasi loss yan eh. Loss of 1,000. Then, negative 5,000 or loss of 5,000 multiplied by 30%. That is negative or loss din na 1,500. And we're going to get the sum. So, i-add natin yung 4,000 na positive, 200 na negative, and negative 1,500. So, total yan, dalawang negative, that is 1,700, di ba? Tapos positive na 4,000. So, yung result is positive, 2,300. So, gain pa rin siya ng 2,300. So, itong EMV1, this is for the construction. Pag yung construct na yung IBM, ito yung kanilang magiging gain, 2,300. Okay, yung pangalawa, expected monetary value or number 2. It means the second alternative. So once again, ang ating second alternative is to build a distribution center. So 4,000 daw if favorable, then 2,000 if average, and negative or loss of 3,000 if unfavorable. So 4,000 2,000, and negative 3,000. So, ang nakalagay dito, 4,000, 4,000, 2,000, and 3,000. So, multiply ulit natin yan. 4,000 if favorable. So, 50%. Tulad ng sa task kanina. Plus 2,000 if average. Multiply by 20% ulit. Tulad nung kanina. Plus loss or negative 3,000 if unfavorable. Multiplied by 30%. So, ganun din yung 30. So, favorable, average, and unfavorable. Then, the same thing, kunin ulit natin. 4,000 multiplied by 50%, that is 2,000. 2,000 multiplied by 20%, that is 400. Then, loss or negative 3,000 multiplied by 30%, that is 1,500. Okay? So, yung ating number 3, expected monetary value number 3. Ang ating number 3 is walang gagawin. No? Walang gagawin yung iba. Kasi una, magtatayo ba ng factory? Number 2, magtatayo ba ng distribution center? Yung pangatlo, walang gagawin. Or, yun nga, walang gagawing project alternative. Yun ang pangatlong option. Yan, nakalagay dito, AMB number 3, 0, 0, 0. Okay? So, agad tayo 0. Now, that is for step number 1. Ang step number 2 natin, 8,000, 4,000, 0. Step number 2, determine the maximum expected monetary value. That is 2,300. So, saan ang galing yung 2,300? Okay? So, 2, 3. Okay. For step number 2, we determine the maximum AMV. Sabihin, among the 3 alternatives, saan dyan yung maximum? Talagang favorable talaga. Hindi yung 2,300. Kasi yung number 2, AMV number 2 is 1.5 lang. Tapos yung AMV 3 is 0. So among the 3, yung 2,300. No? Yung ating maximum. Maximum expected monetary value. Then for number 3, determine the maximum payoff per column. That is the M. Okay? So 8,000, 4,000. So saan ang galing yan? Per column naman tayo. Yung una, 8,000, tapos 4,000, tapos 0. Yan nakalagay dyan, 8,000, 4,000, tapos 0. Okay? Yung pangalawang column naman, negative 1,000, positive 2,000, plus 0. Yung nakalagay dito, negative 1,000, 2,000, tapos 0. Tapos yung pangatlo, negative 5,000, negative 3,000, tapos 0. Okay? So, negative 5,000, negative 3,000, tapos 0. Tapos, kunin natin yung maximum. Every parenthesis, ang pinakamataas, 8,000. Second parenthesis, ang pinakamataas, 2,000. Kaya pinili natin 2,000. Tapos sa third parenthesis, 0 ang pinakamataas yan. Kasi dalawa yung negative, di ba? So 0 yung pinakamataas. So ating maximum payoff per column, 8,000, tapos 2,000. Okay, then let's go to number 4, step number 4. Determine the value with perfect information per column. So yung 8,000, i-multiply lang natin siya ng favorable. Ang percentage ng favorable ay 50%. Tapos yung 2,000 na, i-multiply ulit natin siya ng average. Ang average is 20%. Tapos ang 0, 30. Then you get the product. 8,000 multiplied by 50%, that is 4,000. 2,000 multiplied by 20%, that is 400. So yun natin mga product, no? 4,000 and 400. Then step number 5 tayo. Determine the expected value with perfect information. So we're just going to add 4,000 plus 400 plus 0. So dito, 4,000 plus 400 plus 0. So that is 4,400 yung ating expected value with perfect information. So next natin is step number 6. Determine the expected value of perfect information. Diba itong 4,400 nandito? Okay, so that is 4,400 minus 2,300. Okay, so nanggaling 2,300. Yan yung 2,300 kanina na nakuha natin sa number 2, 3, diba? So, that is 4,400 minus 2,300. So, the expected value of perfect information is 2,100. Just get the difference. So, 2,100. In step number 7, lastly, determine. Ito yung ating pinaka-expected value, no? Kaya lang, meron tayong gastos eh. So, for number 7, we're going to determine the net gain. Hindi pa 2,001 yung ating net gain. Kasi sa net gain with perfect information, i-minus pa natin dyan yung 1,500. So, 2,100. Ito yung pinaka-net gain eh. May gastos, 1,500. So, nagaling 1,500. Hindi ba sabi kanina, pag bibilhin mo kay Nielsen, yung info, bayad. Magkano bayad? 1,500. So, itong gastos na 1,500, babayaran natin yan eh. Okay? Kaya nga, i-minus natin yung 1,500 doon sa 2,100. So, 2,100 minus 1,500 is equal to 600. So, ang pinaka-net gain mo dyan talaga after deducting the expenses for Nielsen is 600 lang. Okay? So, that is the solution. Now, we're going to answer. Di ba may question tayo kanina? Unang tanong what will be Engineer Andal's decision? Number 2, how much gain or loss will be expected for the company? Should she buy the perfect information from ACE? Ayan. Yan ang ating mga question. So we're going to answer, based on the data, based on the solution, we're going to answer the 3 questions. Answer. The decision is to construct a plan. Kasi mas profitable for the company, di ba? Yung mag-construct ng planta kesa magtayo ng isang distribution center. Okay, number 2. If the company will construct a plan, it will earn for the company 2,100. Diba? Yun ang ating pinaka-net gain 2,100. Diba? Okay, kanina yun 2,100. That is 2,100. Okay? In question number 3, bibilhin ba ng company from AC Nielsen? The answer is, the company should purchase the market info from AC Nielsen. Because 2,100 ang kikitain mo 2,100. Ang info na bibilhin kay AC Nielsen is only 1,500. So pag binili mo yon, meron ka pa rin tubo na 600 pesos. Now, pag binaliktad natin to, 1,500 yung info na si Nielsen, tapos kunwari ang ating net gain is ano lang, 1,300. Yan, sagot natin dyan is, we should not purchase. Ibutin na lang, di ba? Pataas yung ating gain, that is 2,100 compared sa info ni Nielsen na 1,500. So, tumubo tayo ng 600 pesos. Okay, so that is the decision theory. So references I we used for this one are the following. And hoping that you got something from this, guys. So once again, this has been Dr. Cortez signing off. And pa-subscribe naman sa aking channel before you go. Thank you very much.